And his images are so clear, Sean.
I know. I would never be good up there because all I would do is stare out the window. It's such a cool thing to see all the Earth going under you like that. All right, northerly winds tonight. We'll go with the wind advisory expiring on the central coast in a few hours or so, maybe about 4 hours it looks like. And then as we move it down the map right here, Santa Barbara County, we'll hold on to it until very early Sunday. And then, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we go to a Santa Ana. This is usually the progression. We start out northwest, we go north, and then now we'll start to look toward our northeast or a Santa Ana direction. So wind warning for interior portions of Ventura County. We knock that down just a little bit to a wind advisory for the coastal areas, and you'll hold on to that until tomorrow afternoon. North wind, boy, classic case of getting a very small microclimate effect from that, and that is in Santa Barbara, where you jumped up well above normal. Most other areas were either at or slightly below, and that's because of the north wind coming over the Santa Ynez Range. We get compressional heating, and so anywhere you can get a down slope, you start to get a little bit of a bump in temperatures, and you can see that along the south coast as well. Ojai and even Ventura, not too bad at about 67 today on the beach. Other areas didn't really get that effect, and some areas did. Actually, look at Pismo at 68, so you actually got a little bit of a boost because of a little bit of a north, sort of a hint of that wind as we went through the day. When it's onshore, of course, we know you get very, very cool. So right now, the wind is tending to be onshore across much of the region, except for the south coast where it still has that north little slant to it. And also the strongest winds are being found in that area right there. We'll again start to watch those winds turn just a little more out of that northeasterly direction as we head into the late night tonight and into tomorrow. Now the downside to these winds, of course, this is what you end up getting. You start to really dry out the atmosphere, and dry is the word. Will likely continue to stay very dry for those areas that have the north winds, and we'll watch these moderate levels of moisture turn very dry probably in about the next 10 hours at the most. So weather patterns still firmly locked. It's dry and windy for us. We're holding on to temperatures that are about average, maybe slightly above the cooler areas to our northeast as the storm system runs on this track like that. Good news is they're getting a little bit of a boost of warmth across Texas and, of course, the deep south, which they're still recovering from what happened just a few days ago, or about a week ago. Storm system, the track, I should say, is in the classic case of just dropping down just a little too far to the east. We get no moisture out of that, very little, and then we start to get that wind procession. The northwest, we slowly turn it north, and now we're looking at the Santa Anas in the northeast direction over the next day or so. And look at these current temperatures. Boy, Dallas at 71. Usually we always think of Dallas in the summertime especially as being such a hot city. Right now we're actually hoping they actually stay in the 70s or 60s at least, so that's good news there. And the FUTURECAST. When I came in earlier this afternoon, we actually had some rain showers showing up on about Tuesday. Watch when we get to Tuesday right here. And now it looks like this next system might just kind of skirt the coast, try to push some energy back up on Wednesday, but it looks like it's going to stay offshore. This is kind of interesting. So there's a chance that maybe we'll be wrong on that. Watching these models, and when I came in earlier as well, we actually had some numbers pop up. It was very light amounts on Tuesday across the board. And then the last model run just a little while ago took all the numbers off. So let's just wait and see, but maybe Tuesday and Wednesday we will get at least a few sprinkles. And there are your winds. Tomorrow we'll go Santa Ana. There it is right there for the morning hours. Should start to drop off once we get into the afternoon. Could come back a little bit on Monday morning. And as far as temperatures, well, this is it. We'll go through and into Sunday. Nice and mild for some areas. A little on the cool side, those areas that don't get that northerly or northeasterly wind. Monday looks to be a real gem as we start to see everybody going into the 60s, and even a few 70s are possible. So we'll go ahead and look at your area in particular. Nice day ahead. We'll probably drop those winds just a little bit for most areas, minus Ventura County, and everybody right about where you should be for this time of year, perhaps slightly above or slightly below, depending on if you do get just a little bit more of that cooler wind off the ocean. It's just all about direction in this part of the world. So we'll call it a cool to mild day. Mornings, though, will definitely be on the chilly side as a cold air mass did filter in with this system and even though it's an offshore wind, it still was a little brisk in some areas. Surf is above normal, and that is especially for areas north of Point Conception. You can see your high tide and low tide times, gale warning conditions on the ocean, and a high surf advisory for the Central Coast through tomorrow with the west-northwest swell and some wind swell. And a quick look at our forecast maps. There it is. We start to see the chances for rain possibly Tuesday and Wednesday, and maybe again next weekend. So we're really hoping and keeping our fingers crossed for that. And then beyond that, of course, we really desperately, Tracy, need to see March turn on for us and bring in some much needed rain. Right now, just small chances.
All right, thank you for that. How long can COVID patients lose their sense of taste and smell? Results of a new study coming right up. And high school sports competition returns to the Santa Barbara area. Ryan Fish has more right after this.